Welcome to Elevate English. Elevate your English. Elevate your life. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to the Elevate English channel. Let's start our story. Letters across the sea. During the war that swept across Europe in the 1940s, the world seemed darker than ever. Yet, amidst the chaos and sorrow, hope often found its way in the unlikeliest of places. In the small coastal town of Brighthaven, Nora Whitmore worked at the local post office. She was known for her meticulous attention to detail and her warm smile, even as the war took its toll on the people she cared for. One stormy afternoon, while sorting through a new batch of mail, Nora noticed a letter addressed to someone unfamiliar, to Captain Edward Hale, somewhere at sea. The envelope was weathered, and the handwriting inside was neat but hesitant. It was clearly a soldier's correspondence. Curiosity got the better of her when, weeks later, a response from the same mysterious Captain Hale arrived, addressed to a Miss Margaret Leland. The tone was formal but kind, and it sparked something in Nora, a longing to connect in a world filled with so much disconnection. One evening, after another letter crossed her path, Nora did something impulsive. She wrote a note herself and included it with the outgoing mail. Captain Hale, I don't know if this will reach you, but I am the postwoman who handles your letters. Reading them, even in passing, has been a source of comfort to me. It's strange, perhaps, to say this, but your words carry hope in a way I cannot explain. If you're willing, I would like to write to you. A friend, for however long you may need one. With respect, Nora Whitmore. Weeks passed, and Nora began to wonder if she had overstepped. Perhaps her note had been lost at sea, or Captain Hale simply had no interest in a stranger's musings. But then, one crisp morning, she found an envelope waiting among the incoming mail. Miss Whitmore, I must admit, your letter surprised me. It's rare to hear from someone who doesn't know the rigors of war firsthand. Your kindness is appreciated more than you might think. If you don't mind writing to a weary sailor, I'd be honored to correspond. Yours sincerely, Edward Hale. And so began a correspondence that would change both their lives. Their letters started formally, with Nora asking about the sea and Edward sharing sparse details about life aboard his ship. But as the months wore on, they began to open up. Nora spoke of her childhood in Brighthaven, her dreams of becoming a teacher, and the ache of losing her brother to the war. Edward, in turn, described the vast, lonely ocean, the camaraderie of his crew, and the fear that haunted even the bravest of men. The letters became a lifeline. For Edward, they were a reminder of the world he was fighting to protect. For Nora, they were a window into a life far removed from the quiet routine of the post office. One day, Edward sent Nora a pressed flower he had found growing on an island during a brief shore leave. In return, Nora sent him a hand-knitted scarf, hoping it would keep him warm on the cold, endless nights at sea. The war dragged on, and their letters continued, growing longer and more intimate. Edward wrote about his dreams for the future, a cottage by the sea, a garden to tend, and a family to love. Nora found herself daring to dream as well, imagining a life where Edward might be more than a name on a page. But war was unkind. Weeks passed without a letter from Edward, and Nora feared the worst. She tried to focus on her work, but the absence of his words left her hollow. When a letter finally arrived, she tore it open with trembling hands. Dearest Nora, I'm sorry for the delay. Our ship was caught in a skirmish, and I've been recovering from an injury. Nothing too serious, I assure you, but it gave me time to think about what truly matters. You've become my anchor in this storm, Nora. Your words are a beacon that guides me home. I know we've never met, but I feel as though I know you better than anyone. When this war is over, I'd like to meet you. If you'll have me, I'd like to see if the life we've shared through these letters could become real. Yours always, Edward. Tears streamed down Nora's face as she read the letter. She wrote back immediately, pouring her heart onto the page. Edward, you've been my light in a dark time, and I can't imagine my days without your words. I'll wait for you, as long as it takes. When the war is over, Brighthaven will be your home if you wish it. With all my heart, Nora. Months passed, and the war drew to an end. One misty morning, as Nora worked at the post office, the door opened, and in walked a man in a naval uniform. His face was weathered, but his eyes were unmistakably kind. Nora, he asked, his voice as steady as the tide. She nodded, her heart pounding. Edward? Without hesitation, he crossed the room and took her hands in his. I've been waiting for this moment for years, he said. As have I, Nora whispered. Their first meeting was a blur of laughter, tears, and stories shared face-to-face instead of on paper. Edward stayed in Brighthaven, and the two began building the life they had dreamed of together, a life filled with love, resilience, and the quiet joy of knowing they had found each other despite the odds. In the years to come, Nora and Edward kept their letters, binding them together in a book that they read on rainy days. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, hope could bloom, carried across the sea by words written with love.